Hello, everybody. This is Mark Comfort, and on behalf of Mimi and I and all of us at Cruise Holidays, we are thrilled you're taking time to hear about this royal family trip that Mimi and I have planned for next summer. Actually, it'll be almost a year from now, starting July 24th. Mimi and I did the Baltic Seas. Oh my goodness, I think it was 1995 or 1996, and truly was one of the best trips we've ever done. All of them are great. This one stood out for many reasons. The Baltic Seas country are beautiful, very, very, very clean. They're very, people are very, very nice. And, we all think of the Mediterranean, but there's history up in that area. And this itinerary is kind of the best they see, but had a little bit of a little blessing, I would say, that this year, very, very good ship plan, the Regent Seven Seas Explorer. Next year, we've got the brand new Regent Seven Seas Splendor. And one of our royal people that on this signed up to Ori Magulis were on Splendor on, it might have been its inaugural Panama Canal cruise in February, right before everything shut down. And Mike said it was one of the finest, if not the finest. He said it was the cruise experience he'd ever had, maybe the finest experience. So you're going to be ultra impressed with the ship. And as Jared, our representative from Regent Cruises, goes through all of this presentation, you'll find out that I love, because it's small ship cruising. I think that's going to be very important to us all. Actually, space ships, this industry is called space or space ratio, the amount of space on a people on, and the passengers. Listen, to 700 passengers maximum, and there's one crew member for every 1.4 passengers. So it's the second, and it's ultra all inclusive. Really like that. I know so many people in the Midwest and all over the country, all over the world for that matter, don't like to be nickeled and dimed anymore. Let me know what it costs, and I'll see if it's in the cards for me. But when you go through all this, I always like to say, when you see Regent starting price, sometimes there's a little bit of sticker shock, but then when you see everything that's included, including what I think is the thing people have always liked most, and I think they're going to like it even more now with the social distancing and everything going on, is business class air is provided in the cost of the cruise. So when you're analyzing the total cost of the cruise at the end of your vacation experience, I think you'll find that this is an incredible value for the dollar. And Jared, as it's hard to get space to great itineraries, especially like the Baltic Seas. The Baltic Seas are always popular, especially that time. Late July and August, especially late July, early August, is the prime time to be in that part of the world because of how far north it is. So Jared's going to go through the entire itinerary. I think it's a world-class itinerary. I remember, I'll tell you to this day, Stockholm, Sweden is one of the favorite cities I've ever been to anywhere in the world. I just fell in love with Stockholm, Sweden, and cruising around the archipelagos out in that area. Spectacular, spectacular. I have very fond memories. My mom and stepfather, who are both not with us right now, or with their past, were on that trip, and the memories I have was second to none. By the way, as time goes on, a lot of people are asking us about restaurants and dining and things like that under the circumstances. You're going to hear from Jared about all the dining experiences, but another thing, maybe better than any ship I'd ever been on, was my mom and my stepfather and I and Mimi had dinner delivered to our room, a 5-course dinner delivered to our room. And the night we left Stockholm, Sweden, heading over to St. Petersburg, Russia. And again, we had one of those perfect weather nights, and I'll never forget that as long as I live. And those kind of memories are priceless. So you're going to hear the value that Regent Seven Seas Cruises has. You're going to hear the itinerary that we're doing that's second to none. Small ship cruising, ultra all inclusive. And by the way, the deal that
Isn't there, Mark? All right. So while we have some technical difficulties here with Mark, I'll just go ahead and jump right into this and get started while he unfreezes his beautiful face there. So let's go ahead and move on and take a look here where we're heading with the Royal Family trip. So this particular itinerary and this group itself, we'll just kind of go over some of the benefits for booking this particular trip with Cruise Holidays Kansas City and joining Mark and Mimi on their Royal Family trip. You know, as I said, this to me, it's very personal. You know, it's been a while. I've been working very closely with Mark and Mimi and all the great consultants at Cruise Holidays in Kansas City, and you know, I've been trying to work with them to get them on board for the Royal Family trip. And you know, as it has to be, we finally got there, and we were set to sail in the Explorer here in August. And unfortunately, with all the situation, the current environment, we've been forced to reschedule this. So what we've done is we've put together this fabulous itinerary on board the Seven Seas Splendor, which is the newest vessel in the Regent Seven Seas fleet, the sister ship to the Seven Seas Explorer. And she was just christened in February in Miami. I had the pleasure to go down and spend some time on board and attend this wonderful ceremony that we had. Christy Brinkley was the godmother. Seal performed live on board the ship. It was truly a special time, and hard to believe that just 5-6 months ago, now we're in this current environment, and the ship has only been sailed with passengers for only maybe 2 sailings so far. So this ship is going to be brand new and tip-top shape for you. So we hope that you join us. And again, thank you, Mark and Mimi, for choosing to reschedule this and plan this and move forward on this wonderful itinerary. But for those of you joining the trip, we're going to start off by providing you a $400 onboard credit for your amenities. Additionally, some other added value that we threw in, and Mark kind of touched on this in terms of the inclusions, the business class air with Regent Seven Seas being included. Well, guess what we're going to do? We're going to allow you to customize that business class air. We're going to let you select your carrier, select your routing, none of this 3-stop stuff. We're going to work with the great consultants at Cruise Holidays to be able to customize that for you. Additionally, Kansas City, they charge a $249 per person secondary air gateway from the secondary air cities. Same thing happens in Omaha. That's where I'm originally from, is Omaha, Nebraska. The fee is still the same there. So no matter if whatever secondary city, if it's a primary city, it's already included, but these secondary cities, we've gone ahead and waived those fees for you as well. Dig deeper into the itinerary itself, and the itinerary itself, we start in Stockholm, Sweden on July 25th, and we're going to end up in London on August 6th. The great thing about this trip, obviously, it encompasses many of the great destinations in Northern Europe. You know, stops in Finland, Estonia, Latvia, Denmark, Netherlands, Belgium, and over to England. It really does so much, and there's just so much to see and so much to do. And of course, another key component with Regent's inclusions is the free unlimited shore excursions. Free unlimited shore excursions are included for all of our guests. And again, this is part of our value proposition and the value component. One thing I really like about this particular itinerary, as you can see on the screen here, we're staying 2 full overnights in St. Petersburg, 3 full days, to allow you to truly immerse yourself within these destinations that we're taking you to. Get out, experience, see all the sites, and do these under our shore excursion program. So we'll touch a little bit more on those shore excursions. But a couple of the Royal Family Group bonus amenities, I like to call it right now, if you are able to book, we've gone ahead and taken the risk out of this for you. We made it risk-free. From the moment that you deposit with Regent Seven Seas up until 121 days prior to sailing, there's a $200 admin fee, which is converted to a future cruise credit. Mark has agreed to go ahead and waive this particular fee. Between him and I, we're going to go ahead and share that fee to get that taken care of for you. The return with Regent Promotion, if you book before July 31st, we are giving an additional $1,000 shipboard credit on top of the other $400 shipboard credits. So now $1,400 shipboard credit. Your deposit, your upfront deposit is going to be 50% of what we normally charge. You get half off basically that you need to commit upfront. And lastly is what we call Regent Reassurance. And the Regent Reassurance allows you, once you make that final payment at 120 days prior to sailing, up until 15 days prior to sailing, we are going to allow you to cancel for any reason and be able to get all of your monies back in form of future cruise credit. Again, this is going to give you peace of mind. I apologize. I'm working from home with the Amazon man at the front door. So the peace of mind to travel on board the ship without having these commitments and the financial commitment, that we would take that out for you. So being able to have the Regent Reassurance component is a big, we've seen a great uptick in this because it takes the risk out of it for you. The next thing that we'll talk about is the safety protocols on board the ship. So the enhanced safety and health protocols, again, this is a huge topic. Everything is still kind of in the works, and we're actually created a new safety and health panel with the former governor of Utah, three-time governor of Utah, Mike Leavitt, and Dr. Scott Gottlieb, the former FDA director. So these two co-chairs are leading this panel, along with many other great doctors that are going to be working side by side with the CDC and these local governments around the world to ensure the safety and health of our guests and crew members, and of course, keeping our vessels top notch. So these are a couple of the measures that we've basically proposed and what we're implementing going forward. Of course, the CDC will have pretty much full say in everything once we're all done, said and done. But a couple of things we're going to do is sanitize and certify virus-free ships. That's obviously kind of a no-brainer there. We're going to do daily foggings of all the suites in the public spaces, all new air filtration systems throughout the vessels, just as they're doing on board the aircrafts that we're taking these guests that are flying to these wonderful destinations. So you've seen that out there, and we're doing the same thing. We're going to have a dedicated public health officer on board our ship as well to maintain compliance with the CDC's sanitation programs and monitor kind of the day-to-day activities. And then, of course, changing the itineraries. If need be, and we run across a hotspot at any point in time, we can kind of shift and redirect where we're going to go. So we're able to take care of that as well. For our guests on board, we're going to have some health screenings, of course, allow the check-in process to be a little staggered to allow for social distancing, no-touch food service on board the ship. Our crew will be taking care of those for you. I mean, not to mention the buffets and things like that anyways, they're kind of a thing of the past. We do a phenomenal job. Usually the buffets that we offer are at lunch at the pool grill. We'll just have additional staff there to serve that up for you and provide anything that you'd like to have there. As I mentioned, so to increase the social distancing, we may be required to sail at reduced capacity. We already only have 750 guests or at max on board our ships. So we're maybe asked to reduce that by 25%, 20%, 10%, whatever the number may be that the CDC recommends. We're working very closely and alongside of them and are ready to do whatever it takes to get these vessels back in the water. But I will say we're not going to put vessels back in the water without safety being the number one priority. And Mark and I have talked about this. We talked about it recently on last weekend's radio show. And it's truly the character of our chairman and our CEO, Mr. Frank Del Rio. He said he is not in this right now to put vessels in the water just to put them in the water and to begin cruising. He's not going to cruise one of his ships unless he feels absolutely 110% that he would take his family, his grandchildren, and put them out on the water. He wants everything to be at the highest standards and the safest that they've ever been. And that's a true testament to show what he cares about and his family values. And our number one priority is you, our guests, and also our crew members that will be serving you on board the ship. For our crew members, they're going to go under the highest standards on board these vessels with daily tests, temperature checks, hygiene protocols. It's going to be pretty intense to make sure that they stay safe and that they're not and they're able to be out there and serve our wonderful guests on board. The enhanced onboard medical teams, we're going to come out and as an industry standard to have the highest medical team to guest ratio. We already have some of the highest staff to guest ratios, space to guest ratio. Now we're adding medical to guest. These are just added amenities and values that you can expect with a luxury cruise line, to be honest. In terms of inclusions with Regent Seven Seas, for those of you that are curious of what we all include, we start by including the business class air, as we touched on. That's probably the number one key component. But in the other destinations, we include round trip air on domestic flights, shore excursions, pre-cruise hotel, and we can kind of touch on these. But as you can see, prepaid gratuities, specialty restaurants, transfers, Wi-Fi, you name it, it's all included. As I said, the number one ticket item probably, of course, is business class air. With that being included, us taking everything else out and allowing you to customize is just going to truly give you another opportunity to have what you want, when you want, wherever you want. Arrive in style, relax, enjoy. It's your vacation. We want to welcome you on board the ship, and we want you to arrive in a relaxed atmosphere as well. The shore excursions, as I mentioned earlier, like I said, they're all included. We talk about, and one of the things that we were kind of moving towards pre-COVID, of course, is other ways to enhance the experience on board, or not on board, but ashore. And that's really the other focus that we were doing. We do such a fantastic job on board that we want to create this and mirror it ashore. So what we've done is created what we call small group tours. So you are traveling on a small luxury cruise line. Many people want to travel or tour rather in a smaller group. So we've done what we call small group tours, 16 guests or less. We allow you to tour with luxury sprinter vans to carry 16 guests or less. The other tours, not to say that they're full. We basically take a motor coach, for example, that holds 55, 60 people. We fill it probably to 40 people, and then allow you to tour that way as well. So again, just keeping that space to guest ratio right within there, especially now more than ever, to increase that social distancing aspect of touring, not only also when on board, but also ashore. And then, as I mentioned earlier, the premium wines and spirits. Premium wines and spirits are included throughout the entire cruise. Oftentimes, many people will allow, beer and wine with dinner or whatever the case may be. We include it anytime throughout the ship, whether you're in one of our restaurants, whether it's a bar, whether it's in your suite. We can deliver, certain bottles of wine that you have, or liquor preferences of your choice, or beers of your liking. We can replenish your in-suite minibar daily. We're able to get all of that for you. For those of you that don't drink, of course, specialty coffees, bottled water, sodas, Gatorades, milkshakes, you name it. There's a cost for all of this on board other ships, other cruise lines out there. So we include it all and just take the hassle out of it all. So, of course, you expect all these wonderful things with a luxury cruise line, but what you probably don't expect is the price. And so this is just an example, not specific to this particular cruise, but just in general, any 12-night cruise on average in about a 360 square feet, which is around our lead-in suite, comparable with other luxury cruise lines or premium cruise lines. Our price point you can see at $12,500, about $7,500 here for the luxury cruise line and $5,700 for a premium cruise line. Now, when you see and you take into effect all of the inclusions for Regent Seven Seas, nothing changes here. About $1,000 per person per day is our per diem, but with all of these great inclusions. When you add up on other luxury lines, the additional costs and addings, and of course on the premium lines, there's even more nickel and diming that's going on. Look at that. They're paying almost the same. They're paying, well, very, very close, a little bit less, but you're sailing with hundreds as opposed to thousands, and that's truly the big thing. Sailing with 750 guests or 3,000 of your best friends, the experience is going to be completely different, just in that sense alone. And then you add in all these other aspects of the service levels that we have on board the ship, the luxury accommodations, which we're about to go into, you name it, the destinations that we're taking you to, getting into these smaller boutique ports because we're a smaller ship, faster disembarkation, embarkation processes. This all adds up, and this all is part of the unrivaled experience that Regent Seven Seas delivers for you as well. So this trip that we're talking about, the Royal Family trip, is on board the Seven Seas Splendor, as I mentioned, the newest vessel in our fleet. And this particular ship is 55,000 gross tons, carrying 750 guests, 375 suites on board the ship. That's at a crew to guest ratio 1 to 1.4. So for every guest on board the ship, every crew member can service 1.5 guests, 1 to 1.4. It's pretty spectacular to have a ratio like that. When you see this with these other cruise lines that have 2,000, 3,000, 4,000 people, it's more in the upwards of 1 to 2.5, maybe even 3 in some cases. So you can see what type of service levels you're going to receive on board the ships as well. And then just a few other key facts about the vessel itself. So as you can see right here, we came out with Seven Seas Explorer back in 2016. We trademarked it as the most luxurious ship ever built. So how do you follow that up? It's kind of a bold statement. So the way that we position Seven Seas Splendor is luxury perfected. And that is truly what we did here. We perfected luxury, continuing to raise the bar in our luxury segment. The wonderful thing I like about Regent Seven Seas is it's all elegant casual. It's hassle-free and worry-free, and truly what cruising is meant to be. There's none of the nickel and diming. You're able to relax. You're able to indulge, relax in a casual atmosphere. So as you can see from this lovely atrium shot here on the ship of the Seven Seas Splendor, as you walk right into the Compass Rose, which is the main dining room. It's all open seated dining on board Regent in our public dining. We do have specialty dining options available as well. On this particular ship, there's up to 3 restaurants: a steakhouse, a French cuisine, and Asian fusion. And then you have Compass Rose, which is the main dining room. Plenty of tables in here for seatings for 2, as you can see, or up to 8 at the captain's table. This is a new feature specifically for the Splendor itself. You see these 2 little alcoves that come off the back of the ship here with these 2 tops. It's going to be a very romantic setting, I'm sure, in the evening in Sette Mare, which is where this restaurant converts to an Italian restaurant in the evening. This is also open seating. During the day, for breakfast and lunch, it's La Veranda, more of a buffet style. As I mentioned earlier, the buffets will be kind of self-served by the staff on board the ship, but it won't change the actual essence of the restaurant itself and the elegance that we have on board here. The Splendor Lounge, this is where you're going to where they make the specialty cocktails, the mixology. They also do a lot of the karaoke and stuff in the evening here. Splendor Lounge is basically straight directly across from the casino, so it's more of the nighttime area. Mark's great friends, Andy and Tammy, hopefully we'll be able to have them on here as the hostess and host directors on board the ship to be able to do the karaoke and things like that. So we're hoping for that to come through. This pool deck is fabulous. As you can see, there's plenty of deck chairs that are available for all of our guests. There's double deck chairs you can lay with your significant other. There's also little alcoves that we have here with umbrellas that will come over that for more of a shaded area as well. So it's something really for everyone. Plenty of space, a couple hot tubs there, the infinity pool, and then the jogging track that goes around the whole outside of the ship, and mini golf. And we also have pickleball courts available and basketball courts on the ship as well, for those that are more on the active side and want to do a little something fun there as well. The pool bar, right down below here, that is open, available first thing in the morning, obviously, through the evening. We've actually expanded this to make it another restaurant on board. So if you don't want to dress in the elegant casual atmosphere inside the ship, and so you come back from one of your shore excursions and you're just wiped and you come back late, you just want to grab a bite to eat and grab a quick drink and your shorts still, you can just simply just sit up here, dine. There's a full menu that's going to be available and servers that will be available to serve you as well at the pool grill in the evening. And this is completely casual. You do not need to follow the after 6 p.m. dress code of elegant casual throughout the ship if you're just going to go between here and your suite for that evening. Coffee connection, all the baristas making the finest specialty coffees for you at sea. The outdoor seating area is a new addition that we added on the Splendor as you listen to the waves crashing up to the ship. Sit out there with your book, enjoy your coffee. Truly going to be a nice little special area available for you there as well. As we look at the accommodations, this is the first 3 categories on the Splendor. The H, the G1, the G2s, they're all going to look like this: separate living room, separate bedroom, your balcony, obviously, that you can see right out there, marble appointed bathroom, and your closet as well. So these accommodations in terms of size are going to be roughly 250 square feet in the suite with an 80 square foot balcony. As I mentioned, you do have a marble appointed bathroom that would look just like this, with the glass enclosed shower, a floating vanity here as well, and then your commode. But again, all this wonderful marble that surrounds you in this bathroom that purely just screams luxury. These are my favorite accommodations. This would be the Superior Suites, category F2, all the way up to the D Concierge Suite. You're going to have the bed that faces the balcony. We're the only ocean cruise line that has beds that face the balcony. There's some river cruise ships, obviously, that have it. But for the ocean, we're the only ones. So you're looking right out here to the balcony, and it's just obviously the ocean that you're looking out at. Ladies, behind here, this is the entire walk-in closet. So if you were to walk down this hallway, hang a left between here and the bathroom and your front door, this is a full-length walk-in closet that's available to you. This television right here hinges off the wall, so it's right here for you. The in-suite minibar is replenished daily. Welcome champagne. Of course, you can have any wines or liquors stocked in here as well. To Mark's point, if you don't want to go out to a restaurant and you just want to stay in your suite, we're able to do that. We can serve 24-hour room service, and you can order from the restaurant menus. We'll set it up either in your suite or on your balcony, wherever you prefer. We'll ask you if you want it served all at once or if you want it served course by course. So we're able to, again, give you that same experience that you would have in one of these restaurants, just in the comfort of your suite, if that's truly the way that you wish to cruise. The size of these accommodations, 330 square feet in the suite, with the balconies ranging between 80 and 130 square feet. Very spacious. The bathroom, phenomenal. Here you have the double vanity, all of these drawers that are available to you, which is unheard of on a cruise ship. You have the separate bathtub right here with a shower head as well. And then you also have a glass enclosed shower. So something for everyone. Both of you can be getting ready at the same time if you're running late and need to get down to that shore excursion or make that dinner reservation. You're able to get there as well. The Penthouse Suite is the next category that we'll talk about. Obviously, this is going to be a little bit more spacious, more separation. This is actually the accommodation that my family just booked recently for our Alaska cruise next June for my mother's birthday. But because I have my 9-month-old child and also my sister-in-law who takes care of that 9-month-old, we need a little bit of separation here to be able to close each other off. So we booked this particular accommodation as well. So we're excited about that. But again, The size of this particular suite here is about 450 square feet inside the suite, and then the balcony space is 111 to 176 square feet. The suite also features a walk-through closet, separated living room, of course, as I mentioned, from the bedroom, with the pocket doors for the privacy, which is the main reason why we chose this accommodation for our family. The bathroom, as you can see here, double vanity, very similar. One thing to mention in here, there's no bathtub. It's just a full glass enclosed shower. The glass enclosed shower is quite spacious. You can literally reach your arms from one wall to another and still not touch it. That's how much space that is in the shower there as well. And then, of course, the full walk-in closet. Lastly, this magnificent view that you have here from floor-to-ceiling windows, as you have 18 individual cooking stations. You can sign up for these culinary arts kitchen classes. You can use those shipboard credits that we talked about right there to sign up for these classes on board the ship with our culinary arts director throughout the cruise as well. So with that being said, that wraps up kind of just my portion of the trip, the overview of Regent Seven Seas, the destination we'll be taking you to. I'll flip it over to Mark for some closing remarks, but I hope this gives you an opportunity to see what we're doing here and where we're going, and again, looking forward for you to join Regent Seven Seas, Mark and Mimi, Cruise Holidays Kansas City on board the Seven Seas Splendor. Thank you very much.
Jared, thank you. Thank you. And you're going to love your Alaska experience. We were lucky enough to go to Alaska on Regent Seven Seas last August and had a spectacular time with Andy and Tammy, the cruise director, by the way. So Regent just does things so right. And I want my listening audience to hear at least some counsel I have for you that might go against the grain of what you're thinking about, because we really want to invite you to join us. And I know these are strange times right now and sometimes hard to make a decision. That's why we're trying to do all of these things that are as risk-free to you as possible. But there's no doubt in my mind, Mimi and all of our staff have found the same, that next year, believe it or not, cruising and vacations, because of the pent-up demand, are going to be very, very, very strong. We have already seen huge rebookings of vacations for especially the summer of next year, 2021. And as Jared alluded to, I don't know if you remember him saying this, but it's very likely that all of these cruise ships, ocean cruises, river cruises, will have a limited capacity, not a full capacity when they start sailing. We don't know that for sure. We don't know what that capacity is. Jared guessed it might be 75 or 80% full maximum. Now think about this, with all the people that got the future cruise credits that have money and want to go on a vacation, these vacations are going to fill up, we believe, especially next summer, very quickly. So it'd be my counsel to you, if you're interested, let's start the talk right now, because we've got till basically the end of the month to get you that $1,000 onboard credit. And let's face it, man, that is a spectacular deal. The other thing that we know is that the smaller luxury ships are going to be much more demand. They'll come back first. They'll probably come back before the bigger, gigantic ocean cruise line ships will. And with business class area, you've got the social distancing by being in business class. I think that's everybody should go business class and have a butler. What? You know, you all deserve to be spoiled right now. We all deserve to be spoiled. Jared, I'm proud of you for getting that penthouse. You deserve it, man. You And anyway, my comment very simply is, if this is of interest to you, that with the Regent Reassurance program and the programs that are out there for us to offer you cancel for any reason, insurance, things like that, you get the assurance that you can wait this thing out and not worry about it, still have something to look forward to next year. And then I'm believing it's going to go a course, and you will have a memory that will last a lifetime, like maybe you've never had before. And again, like I say, go ahead and spend some of your kids' inheritance and spoil yourself. You deserve it. You really do. And there's no way to get spoiled better than on a Regent Seven Seas cruise. We're excited about this itinerary. I think it's a world-class itinerary, world-class. So cool. I love Stockholm, Sweden, St. Petersburg, arguably, you guys. And by the way, I don't know, Jared, if you said it, I must have missed it, but I want to make sure people hear this. There's a lot of special little things that Regent does that we don't have time to talk about. But one of them I want you to hear about is you'll get to go into the Hermitage if you want to, maybe the most incredible museum in the entire world, arguably, before the masses go in. And that is a big, big deal, because the Hermitage, you all, has been in the past anyway, much like the Vatican or the Colosseum or many world-class historical sites that you want to go to that just have a demand of literally tens of thousands of people in a day sometimes. So going in before the masses, that's the right way to do it. And again, we've had a lot of people. We had the royal family that was booked before this webinar. We did a 5:30 to 6 o'clock for the people that were on the royal family in August of 2020. We told them the same thing, that taking advantage of these deals now, I personally think are important, because we are predicting, all the cruise industry is predicting a very, very, very strong year next year, and that availability will not be real good on a lot of these ships. Now, the good news is, at least what we're seeing right now, there are some really good air deals, but business class air is already included for you. And waiving that customized air fee is a huge deal. And Jared, I appreciate that, as well as waiving the secondary gateway city. I hate to call Kansas City a secondary gateway city.
I know.
You're from Omaha. You're from Omaha.
That's exactly, yeah.
We're defensive about it. So anyway,
We are.
And we're the Super Bowl champions. We should not be a secondary city, right? So anyway, my point being, look at this, Kansas City Royals Super Bowl. So
I love it.
Hey, create some memories that last a lifetime. Mimi and I love this royal family trip, and it's so much fun for us to slow down and get to know your stories. And we've created so many friends over the years. And more than that, we've done a great job of breaking the ice for you all, so you will come home with some new friends out of this group. So I just wanted to say thanks for joining us tonight. Your vacation counselors can answer any kind of questions you have. I've already emailed them all and said be prepared for questions and answers. It's a vacation experience that's second to none. There's really relatively little risk, if any at all, for you with the Regent Reassurance program and the insurance programs we have for you. So I would say it's always good to have something to look forward to. And man, spoil yourself. There's nothing like, the Splendor. I told you before that Mike Magoulas and his wife Lori, they were on this in February. And Mike, God bless him, and he'd agree with this statement. He loves to give constructive criticism, and he's very serious about it. He's a business guy, real fabulous business guy. And he said, Mark, never before have I been on a cruise that I had no constructive criticism. It was as perfect as it could get. So I think that says a lot. And then the itinerary, like I say, is great. So, and by the way, any of you that are counting countries like I am, I've been to 103 countries. I'm going to get, believe it or not, Latvia. I've not been there. I could probably not even pick that country out on a map. And you know what? I haven't been to Brussels, so I'm kind of excited about that. So many of you do the same thing I do, and you count countries, and the cities that we go to on this are going to be world class. Again, we'll go into Sweden, Stockholm a little early, because that's a fabulous city to see. Fabulous, fabulous city. And then we'll end up in London, and our goal is to have some options in the countryside for a post package in London. So with that said, hey, Jared, any closing remarks you have? I really, before you say that, I appreciate you handling the protocol issues that are going on your ships right now. And I know these ships are going to be safer than they've ever been. And I think people are going to be blown away with how excited the staff is to be serving them again. You know, they're great people. Your staff truly is what makes this experience special.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And they're ready. They're waiting with open arms. They're ready to get back at it. You know, these the crew members that are still on board these ships, they during times like this, they still have to be on there to keep the ship maintained. It's pretty just, I mean, it's crazy to think about everything that they have to go through. And, some of them were sent home. The ones that are on board still are doing this work. So they're really excited and ready to receive guests again on board.
And we'll keep you up to date on policies from different countries and things like that. So we'll make sure you know what you need to know. We'll have document get-togethers, however that'll be. I hope that'll be in person, but if it's by Zoom or go-to meetings, we'll do that to talk to you or counsel you on the excursions that are out there. And $1,400 onboard credit, Jared, if booked by deposited by July 30th or 31st, whatever it is. That's $1,400 can be used. My wife could use all of that in the spa before half the cruise is over.
Yeah, there you go. See, at that point, depending on who gets the credits, right? You're either going to either going to the boutique, the spa, or the shore excursions.
Yeah.
Hopefully,
you've got great shops on board too. We didn't talk about that. Great shops on board.
Yeah.
You have a casino on board?
We do have casino on board as well. Those credits won't pay for the gambling, though, unfortunately.
People, the old saying, people go into the casino to try to win their cruise investment back, but that usually doesn't happen. But it's there for your entertainment pleasure.
Yeah, exactly. It's the social experience, right?
Yeah. Jared, I can't wait to hear to see this ship, and we will be available to help answer any questions you all have. And if you want to know about anything whatsoever about the ship, about the staterooms, about the options, again, just email us or call us tomorrow. We are open from 9 o'clock, and Lynette or myself or your travel counselor can get any question answered that you want. And I just want to say, Jared, thank you for your time, but even more importantly than time for this webinar tonight, I know you went to bat for us big time to get these things done, and that I appreciate on behalf of all of our customers, and thank you for that.
Absolutely. Mark, and like I said, these times right now is where partnership comes into play, and to have such a great partnership with you and your whole staff there at Cruise Holidays Kansas City, it's invaluable to us at Regent 7C. So thank you for your commitment, and as we all continue to work through these times together, and look forward to a strong future ahead.
Yeah, there's a great pent-up demand, and I think we are all ready to take a well-deserved vacation. And I think the Baltic seas would be a great one to look forward to. And let's face it, that time of the year, the weather is really good over there. It's in the mid-70s, and we don't. How does that sound right now for those of you in the Midwest or South? Mid-70s sounds pretty doggone good. Jared, what is it in Dallas today, weather-wise?
I think it was 102, and then with the heat index, probably close to 110.
Yeah, it's I think 93 or 94 here right now at close to 7. Well,
the
hey, God
AC
bless
hasn't
you.
turned off, so.
Yeah, that's right. It's 72 in my world right inside here. Hey, thank you all for joining us today. Appreciate it. We do these Travel Tip Tuesday webinars every Tuesday. And next week, we'll be having Jared's friend, Robin Piper with Avalon and Globus on. Actually, Robin even switched her time to let Jared come on this week, so you all had more time to think about and make a decision before the end of the month here. So give us a call tomorrow or email us. We'll be happy to help you answer any questions you've got. Mimi and I would love to have you join us. Honest to goodness, we're pretty fun people. And we make sure we're very good at breaking the ice and trips like this. This is our most important trip every year, our royal family trip. So joining us. God bless you all. Keep the faith. And I can't wait for football season. Take care. Bye-bye, everybody.
Thank you. Take care.
Thank you, Jared.
Thanks.